4.
Two.
Well, there's 2 in the household. There's myself and my daughter. She's 5 going on 6.
Dos.
2.
Do you include animals?
There's only me and my 2 dogs.
1. Me.
2 boys, 17.
Right now, 3. Just the 3 of us right here. 2.
Just us. And a dog.
We have cats. I don't know if you can pick that up on the microphone, but
We have 1 dog and 1 cat.
We have 3 cats, 3 rats, and a fish, a big fish. We definitely wanted a 2-car garage. The house we currently live in, or we're living in, only had one car garage.
I know this is a boring answer, but you know, garage.
The only thing that this house lacks that I miss is parking. I wish I still had a garage.
Maybe I'd make my garage just a little bit bigger. I can get my car into it, but it's a squeeze.
And I think a yard, like a good sized yard.
I needed a backyard with a potential to, fence it in.
And then a yard big enough that I'm not on top of my neighbors and I can have a bit of a vegetable or herb garden.
Front porch. And I was interested in a yard. I wanted a yard with it. Again, to be able to be outside.
The idea was we wanted somewhere where we could sit outside in the evening on a nice summer evening and enjoy the weather, enjoy the view, and have some privacy in our backyard.
We also wanted a fireplace, but
I want to be able to burn real wood and smell real smoke.
Fireplaces.
Yeah. The location was probably most important because I love my commute. I have about 3 ways to get to work: bus, bike, or car. All of them take the same time.
Having that finished basement area, I get to have my little man cave where
It's not a man cave, it's a nerd cave.
Well, yeah.
He does a lot of work from home, doesn't always go into the office, and we're creating a study or an office for him at the new house.
Kitchen was probably the biggest on my list, like a big kitchen.
I wish my kitchen was like 4 times the size. My kitchen's a little small.
Mine was I needed a big kitchen.
That's where I find oftentimes in places that I live that I run out of efficient or usable storage space the fastest.
So I do canning and I knit and I sew and I embroider, and all this stuff takes up a lot of space.
More space. I needed more space.
I think quiet was another thing too, because I guess from being where we were at the apartment, it was always loud, and we wanted to be able to go outside on a night and not have to worry about cars zooming by and people honking and yelling.
The other thing that Karen didn't mention was a lot of closet space.
One's a spare bedroom, but I usually use it it has all my clothes and that's where I get ready. In an area that could get high-speed internet.
I like my house to be filled with people that I love.
Safe.
Yeah.
He's very Mr. Safe.
A space that like functions well, like an open floor plan per se. A house that had good feng shui, that flowed well.
Safe's my big one, because when we moved in here, it wasn't. We had a mold problem that no one knew about. Safe, just again, because of the area I was living in, that's like the biggest thing in my mind right now, is I want to get to a better neighborhood, and the neighborhood we're looking at is healthy, because I've seen how some houses can get so crappy and moldy, and just it makes me. I feel like my allergies are getting worse.
Probably most important for me is I have some allergy issues, so the availability of like a central air system.
I wanted to buy something that was reasonable, that we could easily afford, because the age we live in now, people are more conscious of the fact that you can get yourself in a situation where it's difficult to afford.
Durable is important.
Like I said, we buy vehicles that we expect they're going to be very reliable and they're going to last a long time, and I feel like the extra money that goes into that is worth it to avoid problems. And so with a home, I look at it the same way.
Well, I guess affordable and efficient would kind of go together because of the whole, like I would love to get solar panels.
It is hard because there's aspects of the architecture that I really like that don't lend itself to that. So I like the original windows.
For example, to have the leaded glass that I love, the antique of it, but have it double paned with another reinforced and insulated in some way.
We saw homes that had low ceilings in them, and it's an immediate turnoff.
I'm a single mom, I'm one person. This is too much space for me to feel enclosed and cushioned within. I don't want space, I don't feel liberated by it. I want comfort.
Long-term finances, it makes more sense to get on the mortgage, and just factor of growing up, I guess.
It was, well, renting for one is just rather, better to buy something if you can, but we had a tiny apartment and we were outgrowing it.
That way when we do start our life as a married couple, we're not starting it in an apartment, and then we can start thinking about children and start the family, and the family means having a house.
Well, I used to live in an old home and it wasn't insulated. Older furnace, utilities were always very high in the winter.
We will actually have more power to implement our ideas now, owning the house, without feeling like I'm doing this for someone else. So that's exciting.
Oh, you know what I've always wanted?
Library. Like, I always wanted to have a library.
With just floor-to-ceiling books and a ladder that slides.
I can't decide between a kitchen and a huge closet.
We were on a vacation and we stayed at a bed and breakfast. It was a newer bed and breakfast built type thing, and it had that open loft design, and
It was awesome.
It felt great.
I want a spiral staircase that goes up to my bedroom.
If I were to sit down with a builder and I were to build a new home, I would be probably looking for things like a fixed fire protection system in the house.
I would want a balcony next to my bedroom.
Imagine a firehouse where the front is a big door, and then you have behind it a space that can be hosed down, a shop.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're in services or not, everything is service. And if you can create that trust by earning it and be reliable and showing it and creating that assurance and empathy and trust, responsiveness and reliability, then all of a sudden I'm not just buying a house, I'm working with someone who's fighting for me, fighting to make my life better.